Corner Brook.
Hello and good evening, and it's November the 17th, and we're here with another episode of West Talk. I just wanted to first give a shout out to some friends of mine who are celebrating their 20th wedding anniversary, Fred Jorgensen and Arthur O'Brien of the Navigators. They're not married, but they've been together performing for 20 years. They just marked this milestone last week. They were out and performed 2 shows at Wayland's Gate, just like the old times, just like the pre-COVID days. I had a chance to go out to Pho, Vietnam and have lunch with them. Had a great chat with the boys about things that are upcoming for them. So do me a favor and go check them out. The Navigators, you can find them on Facebook and all that stuff. And by the way, the Celtic Christmas event, which has come to Corner Brook every year for the last so many years, is sadly going to be canceled this year. So, but they will be back around this holiday season. You can stay tuned for that. Anyway, in the studio with us today, just one set of very special guests here to talk about a brand new music video and what's been going on musically in this COVID world, Mr. Dave McHugh and his son, Evan McHugh. Hey guys.
Hey Dustin, how you doing?
Good, good. Thanks for being here.
Well, thanks for having us.
Yeah, and Evan is here, of course, as well, because he's been a big part lately with some of the things you've been involved with, which we'll touch on in a second. But I'm really curious, Dave, as a guy who was working on cruise ships and usually is beating the streets all over the place from here to Alberta performing, how's your year been going?
Well, you know what? It's been going nowhere fast. It's been a different year. I must say I've been lucky enough to eke out a few gigs, but nothing like what I would have typically done with the festivals, weddings, corporate gigs. And like you said, I started on a cruise ships last year and was getting ready to do another one in February when everything kind of got locked up on us.
The cruise ship thing is interesting. I know, like, there's no type of gig that you haven't done probably over the last 20 years or so, but the cruise ship thing, is that something new? Was this the first time you did it, that most recent trip?
Yeah, I did it in March till August last year, and I had a friend of mine, actually, I met a friend that worked on the cruise ship industry for 30 years out in Alberta. He came to one of my shows and he said, you know, I think you do good on a cruise ship. And I thought, that sounds like a bad idea. I think I'm going to do it. So it happened really fast, and I went on and I did 5 months, and it went extremely well, and got to see a lot of the world. And
5 months performing, like, very regularly, I guess? Or?
Yeah, almost every night for 5 months. I think you get every rotation, every 10-day rotation, you get a night off. But it's amazing. I don't know how I could talk. I guess that old saying, use it or lose it, because I always wondered how your voice would keep up. But if you keep going every day, it seems like it. I think I had one period where I got a little bit sick for 3 days, had a bit of a cold, and couldn't sing. But otherwise, it was almost 5.5 months of playing every day. So it was almost like you get a little taste of what people who really tour, you know, the big times must be like, you know.
Yeah, that's hardcore touring.
Yeah.
You're in a new country every other day and stuff. And one thing that I think is cool from what I saw in your Facebook photos and stuff is it was like a big setup. It's like, you know, you're on these big stages, full-on lights and like backing bands and all these types of things, right?
Well, I lucked out. I was hired as a solo guitarist and singer, and so that's what I did the first month or two, and then started getting pretty good response. So every ship has a sort of music director, and he's in the band. This guy was from Ukraine, and he approached me one day and said, hey, you know what, I think I'd like to see you come and do a show with the whole band. And I was like, really? Like you said, these are 1,000-seater.
Yeah, they're big auditoriums.
Kind of daunting first when you go, you know, I'm going to do this, but it worked out extremely well, and so I was pretty lucky.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So obviously all that comes then grinding to a halt. You're back here in Western Newfoundland. I know you did perform a bit over the summer and did some things at the Garden and kept busy there, but how did this sort of force you to rethink your place in music now, or what your opportunities are in music, considering like these travel limitations?
Yeah, well, like everybody, I'm still a little bit behind on the digital world, but I'm starting to catch up and realize, like, I did my first live video. I saw people go on Facebook Live, but I never ever went live, and I was like, I better figure it out. So I got a little bit of help from Evan and his sister to get it going. my first time I did it, I was upside down for a second, and but yeah, I'm starting to sort of look a little bit further into that now, because I'm recognizing that you see it globally. Everybody's starting to do these Zoom concerts and Facebook Live and stuff, and we don't know yet what's going to happen here. I hope that we stay open with everything, but you really don't know now, do you? If you look at the rest of Canada and our neighbors to the south in the U.S., it's starting to get kind of...
It's getting even worse.
Yeah, it's getting iffy. So I'm kind of preparing. I'm hoping for the best, but preparing to be sort of hunkered down again, possibly. And you got to look that way. You're same thing with a couple of the things you're into. You're looking at.
For sure. Well, it becomes an adapt or die kind of situation, right?
Yeah.
And because it's not like you're just going to stop playing, or stop singing, or stop writing or whatever. So. So where did you decide to look and do some different things this year? Like, I guess, did you start to write more so? I know the song we're going to discuss was previously written, but did you decide to write anything, or did you decide to, or what prompted you to work with Evan, I guess, on that?
Yeah, well, Evan came along. I had written a song, which we'll talk about soon, but to answer your question, I started to do a few different things. Evan, I'm going to make you talk soon. Hogging the microphone here. But just to quickly answer your question, I started to practice a little bit more piano, because I'm still not a great pianist, but I did start to do a little bit more work on the piano this year, which I did in the song, and did some more writing. I got another 3 or 4 songs half written, which is typical. You write them, you half write them, and so they'll probably, that'll be something we'll continue now this winter now, I hope. So.
Right on. So Evan, to throw it over to you there, a young guy, you've got obviously some skills in video and online, social media, things like that, just as a, product of the times. How did you see, what were you seeing as opportunities of ways that you could probably get involved and probably help your old dad out right now with some of this stuff?
Well, we sort of, I guess, when Dad was sort of writing the song, we sort of collaborated, I guess, in terms of, getting a video together. And we, Dad, sorry, spacing out here.
That's okay.
No.
I think that just to step in, I did.
Who approached who here?
What's that?
Who approached who?
I think I knew that he had all the video gear, and I didn't have a big budget.
Yeah, exactly.
So I said, Evan, you know what? You owe me. I'm your dad. But anyway, I think I did actually. I think I asked him first, because I could see how much stuff he was doing, and how the quality was starting to get so much better. So I thought, I'm not going to hire someone and pay thousands of bucks if I can. I did pay him something, but
So you had a song, and the song was "Home," which I've heard, and we're going to play the video for you folks at home momentarily. It really resonated now in like these lockdown times, and when people are isolated, and some people are in parts of Canada and they can't get back to Newfoundland, and so sort of the lyrics really kind of hit here. When did you write this song? I know it wasn't written in COVID, but
no, it was finished in COVID and recorded during COVID, but it was originally written about 2 years ago in Alberta. I started going out to Western Canada for 5 or 6 months at a time. And I used to get an apartment in Edmonton area normally, and Fort Saskatchewan. And I was sitting in the apartment one night, and I guess I truly got homesick for the first time. Like, truly, I was like, man, I'm missing home. And you hear people say, it sounds cliche, the salt water and my friends and my kids and family. So I penned that song. The lyrics pretty fast. Like, it can, if you write songs, sometimes it's laborsome, but this just poured out in about 20 minutes, and I made all the chords, but I sort of put it away then and came back home. And then the springtime, of course, now I got lots of time. So I started working on the piano part first, and then it sort of came along. So
cool. Yeah. And I guess that was sort of a response to, would you say more or less just get something out there and, stay on top of music right now during these times?
Yeah, and I think that the fact that song in particular, I kind of wanted to not just ask for something. I honestly wanted to offer something, because the song it's light and it's sentimental, and I thought it was also needed. Not that I'm going to change the whole world, but I thought good time to throw out something that makes people. People are already doing that anyway. If you notice, one thing about COVID, it has done some hard things, but it's also made people wake up and start appreciating all the stuff. And again, it sounds cliche, but we're all got our behinds kicked in the last year and got really afraid, but it brought all this stuff up. So I kind of thought, you know, I could have recorded another song, but I thought this is one that I think right now people will relate to as well. So, you know, it's.
And so, Evan, when it came to putting this video together, and I think it's a good time to jump into that because we're going to play this video in just a second. Where did you sort of begin? How did you know where to start with this video? Have you made a music video before?
No, I actually haven't made a video before.
Well, not music, but.
Well, no, not music video. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
No, I guess we sort of just were trying to decide on where we wanted to shoot it, I guess, because we both sort of knew we wanted to do something different other than, you know, use a guitar. So we want to use a piano and just sort of make it unique for something around here for sure, right? So
yeah, it certainly is unique. And for people who are about to watch this video now, what kind of interesting things might they see? What sort of places might some people notice in this video?
Definitely some nice scenic places. Of course, the well-known Bottle Cove Head. That was probably the most iconic part of the video, I guess you can say. So, and we shot down around Cooks Brook too, actually, which was another beautiful spot there, right on the water, actually. So
amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to watch this thing and show this to everyone else around Western Newfoundland. So we're going to go take a quick sponsor break, check in with our friends there, and when we come back, we're going to roll you right into Dave McHugh's new music video, Home. Stay tuned.
So why volunteer at Rogers TV? Well, it's fun, exciting, and challenging. You can develop practical, hands-on skills in TV production, make new friends, and have fun, all while giving back to your community. For a few hours a week, you can be part of a great team making great local television. Want to find out more? Get in touch with us at rogerstv.com. Make your mark and find a new passion as a Rogers TV volunteer.
All right, girls.
Mom, you said it's played again.
Workplace injuries hurt the most at home.
Hey, I'm Dave McHugh, and this is the video for my new single, Home.
Didn't you know, wherever you go, no matter how far, wherever you are, you'll never forget the town that you left. The place where you start stays in your heart. The little church on the hill, ringing the bell, and your childhood friends you knew so long. Where you come from, drinking beer out on the pier, swimming with friends where the river bends. Oh, you felt so alive, then you learned how to drive. Summer nights, everything was right. You didn't know what you missed till you got your first kiss. Your heart was beating like a drum. Where you come from, home will always be home. The harbors and the bays. Home will always be home. It's always been that way. I'll be back someday. I knew you would. Look what you did, you got a wife and kids. You're on the PTA, you work and you play, and the years go rolling, rolling on. Where you come from, home will always be home. The harbors and the bays. Home will always be home. It's always been that way. I'll be back someday. Days go by, but you still remember when summer days did last forever. Didn't you know, wherever you go, no matter how far, wherever you are, you'll never forget the town that you left. The place where you start stays in your heart. The little church on the hill, ringing the bell, and your childhood friends you knew so long. Where you come from, home will always be home. The harbors and the bays. Home will always be home. It's always been that way. I'll be back someday. Home will always be home. Endless summer nights and the bay. Seems like forever. Home will always be home. And it's always been that way. I'll be back someday.
And we're back. Wow, that was quite a video, guys.
Thank you.
I just have to know, like, how many people were involved truly involved in the lugging of this piano all over this region?
Well, I mean, just look at us. We,
It was a big ass piano.
Yeah, well, Evan will attest to this. One part we did it ourselves because even though it's a smaller piano than a grand, it still weighs 400 or 500 pounds in total. So the longest part, which we had to get to Bottle Cove, Bottle Cove. Everybody knows Bottle Cove Head, and when we went there, we were trying to get the sunlight too, because you want to get this golden sunlight at sunset. And I was like, Evan, man, we're never going to do it. The sun's going down. And I said, I'm going to ask those three guys, I guess?
Yeah, 3 or 4.
I was like, I got to ask those guys. Evan's like, Dad, you can't. They're down like under vacation or something. I said, I don't care. We got to get the piano out there. So it turned out they're real nice guys from down in York Harbor. Really.
And they're like, oh my, it's Dave McHugh.
Well, they were like really, they actually were excited.
They were
like,
into it.
You're making a video. Like, yeah, what's your Instagram? What's your Facebook? Yeah. So, and I gave them a little something to say thank you. But yeah, so we did get some help out there, because that's one thing. If you're going to do a video like this, you got to get a good chiropractor. That's something I've realized.
Oh, man. So Evan, when it came to picking some of these locations that we just saw in the video, were they things that you guys just discussed together and thought, well, this could work or this couldn't work?
Yeah, well, we were sort of back and forth, because like around here, and up the coast towards that way, there's so many nice spots, right? Yeah. But I guess we sort of wanted to stick around, by our home, so with a big piano, right? So, we sort of stuck around this general area, right? So.
Right on. Yeah. So how was it when you were recording the video? I guess the song was already done and recorded, right? Before the video came through?
Yeah.
So you were able to listen to it and sort of, were you like listening to the song a lot during that time to sort of
get a general
visualize it?
Visualize it, yeah. Sort of mash your ideas together of, the locations and stuff, right?
So sometimes I would have these grandiose ideas. Evan, we got to bring it up on top of the Sir Richard Squires building. And he'd be like, Dad, okay, just calm down. What if I'm bungee jumping with the piano? And he would, seriously, I'm exaggerating, but I get out of control.
The voice of reason.
And then he'd say, Dad, I mean, seriously, like, going on Wee Ball, with the piano. It's not going to work.
Yeah, we don't have the budget for that.
Yeah, unless you want to give me more money.
So, you know, like you mentioned in the earlier segment, this was your first music video, but I must say, like, this is as good as any other music video I've seen come out in recent times out of Newfoundland, certainly.
Thank you.
So what do you want to do with this now? I know that you have started a production company. Would you like to stay focused in the music video side of things?
Yeah, well, for the future, I guess, I'm sort of focusing on more towards like wedding videos and just general, pretty much any sort of video, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, if more music videos do come along, then I'll definitely go for it for sure.
Yeah,
so.
You've got a website and stuff now, don't you, where people can reach out?
Yeah, I got a Facebook page, Evan MC Productions, and I have a YouTube channel as well. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just.
Are you just putting your final edits on there? Or are you doing any like vlogging or anything like that?
Not really vlogging or anything, but just pretty much just my final projects with other people I've collaborated with. So.
Are you working with anyone else now in this new production venture?
Yeah, actually, well, the latest or newest project I have now is with Jason Rogers, another local musician here.
Local legend.
Yeah, local legend, and he's coming out with another new single. So. We're looking forward to releasing that video too.
That's awesome. And now in terms of your newly established company and stuff, you know, is there anyone who's given you some guidance or support in those areas?
Yeah, well, actually, I've sort of collaborated with my older sister, actually, Becky. We sort of, we've collaborated, and she's taking care more of like the business side of things, whereas I'm doing more of the hands-on camera.
It's really hard, you know, and I think, you know, I know a lot of people like this. When you're a real creative type person, that side of your head isn't, you know what I mean? There's two different things going on there, and the person that wants to be behind the camera is not the person that wants to be on Excel and, you know, checking emails all day, every day, right? So I think that's awesome that you're able to work together. Yeah. And I guess you must be quite proud to see all that unfolding. Your two youngins.
Oh, yeah, I'll tell you, it's like a dream come true. I was saying to, actually talking about this with my mom there the other day about, you know, how the video, I hope it does something, it'll help me a little bit, I guess, or something good. Just the fact that I do a video, I guess you get a song with there, but it's already been a success because these two have now, not because of my video, but it seems like I think the confidence that he's gotten because the video was well received, and I'll say that that's a compliment to you, not my ugly mug. It seems like it's given him a little push and a little bit of inspiration. And a really quick, funny story, I was thinking, I hope this doesn't happen when my daughter Becky has always had a business mind, so she's been like, you know, always, when she's a kid, selling cookies to her grandfather. She fired Evan when she was 6 years old from their recycling company because he wasn't pulling his weight. So like, Evan, you know, I hope this doesn't happen again.
Wow. I hope not either. Well, I think it was a fantastic job done, Evan, and I think it's incredible. That was your first music video. Dave, so nice to hear new tracks from you again. I want to thank both of you guys for coming down to the studio here today. And hopefully we get to talk soon. Next time you have a tune, let's do it. But for right now, we're going to go bounce over to Kyle Brookings and see how the weather's going to look for this week.
Thank you very much, Dustin, and a very good Tuesday evening, folks. As we take a look at your forecast for this week, well, it is going to cool down. We are looking at some pretty cool daytime highs later this week. I'll get to those details in just a moment. And of course, it is going to be unsettled as well. And looking into next week and even the week after, it looks like we are going to get into a much cooler pattern. It's likely we're going to see temperatures that are far below seasonal for this time of year. So let's just rewind for a moment, take a look at the forecast for tonight. We are looking at flurries in and around the area. The winds will be southwest 10, gusting to 30 at times, and an overnight low of -3. As we head into the forecast for tomorrow, we are looking at a mix of sun and cloud to start. However, we are going to see flurries by the time we get to the afternoon. Temperatures generally -1 expected right across the board. Your school day forecast, waking up tomorrow morning, once the sun comes up, we are looking at a mix of sun and cloud, a temperature right around -3. We'll reach our daytime high at noon. We're looking at a mix of sun and cloud, probably going to get into some flurry activities right around then, and a temperature of -1, and cooling back down to -2 as we head into 3 o'clock, and we are looking at some steadier flurry activity in the afternoon. Moving along now to your 5-day forecast. As I mentioned off the top, it is going to be quite unsettled for this week. Tomorrow, sun and cloud with some afternoon flurries and -1. As we head into Thursday, we are going to cool down, only a daytime high of -4 expected, and we are looking at some flurry activity. By the time we get to Friday, we do warm up, but a daytime high still at the freezing mark and some flurry activity. And then as we get closer to the weekend, Saturday, we are looking at some flurries and a -1. Sunday, looking at a mix of sun and cloud with a chance of flurries and a high of -3. Moving along now to your almanac, the average high for this time of year is 4.5, so we are well below seasonal for this time of year. The record high of 17.8 was set back in 1977, and the average low for this time of year is -0.6, and the record low of -11.1 was set back in 1935 and in 1936. Tomorrow morning, the sun will rise at 7:36. The sun sets at 4:37, which is about 9 hours of daylight. Now we'll take a look at your road report for tomorrow. Your morning commute should be fine. We are looking at bare pavement most likely. And then as we head into the evening commute, we could see some snow build up on the roads, and there is the potential for some black icy sections as well, of course, once that flurry activity gets started. And that is a look at your forecast. Now you can check out your local weather information on our website at wxcenter.ca.
Hey!
The lift wasn't working and he was in pain, so I tried to lift him on my own. Yes, it's bad. I'll need help.
Can I help you with that?
No, I'm good. Thanks.
Workplace injuries hurt the most at home.
And thank you very much to Dave McHugh and Evan McHugh for coming into studio tonight and bringing down their brand new music video for Dave's song Home. Please go check out Dave online and Evan at Evan MC Productions on Facebook. Have a good night, everyone. We'll see you next week.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.
So what's the emergency?
Mondays, we're famous! Corner Gas Animated is here.
Isn't it awesome?
With all new episodes. Ow! Featuring special guests, including Lance Storm and Bret the Hitman Hart.
I promised the judge I wouldn't body slam any more old ladies.
Corner Gas Animated, all new, Mondays on CTV Comedy Channel.
I took this picture of my wife when she was near death, waiting for a liver transplant. And this is her now.
Hello, I'm Lise Breckenridge. A liver transplant saved my life.
What can I say?